All right, it's that time again. This year, one of the things I said I would do was really do some reviews of things that have been long overdue, and this is one of those. Aliens Nightmare Asylum by Steve Perry. Now, I reviewed the comic by Mark Virden at the end of last year. So this is the novelization to that. It is the second in the initial Aliens trilogy of books that spun off of the Aliens film. I got the omnibus here, the 3-in-1. These are all by Steve Perry. The third one has his daughter Stephanie Perry helping him out on the writing duty. But in this, Wilkes, Billy, and Bueller are all on a cargo ship heading to a Colonial Marines base that is run by Spears. And Spears is crazy. He wants to lead an army of xenomorphs back to Earth to reclaim Earth to be one of the greatest military geniuses in the history of the universe. He idolizes all sorts of generals from the past, and he wants to put his own stamp on history. And he's going to use the xenomorphs to do that, and anyone who stands in his way is either xeno food or xeno hosts. And that's the big plot of this. Things that are different, because this is very similar to the comic, but it does a lot of fleshing out things that I think is good. Of course, we got the big old Wilkes, Billy, and Bueller thing, or Hicks, Newt, and Butler from the comic. Why these were changed, this is something I've talked about before, but for the sake of this video, these novels were commissioned to tie into Alien 3, which is so weird to think about. So we get things like changes like that. The other thing is we get a reference to Ripley and what happened on Fury 161, the penal colony that's in Alien 3. We have some talk of that, but there isn't anything for sure there. It makes me wonder what's going to happen in the big change in female war, because I know there is one, because a certain character shows up that just doesn't make any sense in the comic. I've not read Female War, so we'll have to see what happens there. It's a weird book. The other big thing is Steve Perry goes into the weird sex territory, and this is probably his most sexual book I've read. There's a freaky dream, and this is from the comic, where Billy's having a nightmare that Wilkes is trying to make sexual advances on her and he turns into an alien. That's freaky. Also, Spears talks about his sexual encounters with a female drill sergeant he had, which is weird. There's a lot of just weird stuff. Also, I didn't talk about this in the comic, but because it's not really done well in the comic, it's done better in this. There's a group of Marines in Spears' company that go AWOL, and they try to escape, and it goes horribly wrong, but it's interesting what happens to them. And that's midway through the book. Overall, what did I think? I think the novel, aside from weird name changes, is significantly better than the comic. I did really like the comic, but the novel just does a better job at really adding to the story and making it not feel rushed. Because that was a big thing with the comic, is the comic felt really, really rushed, because it was cut down from 6 issues to 4 issues. I don't know if that was always the plan, or if they were going to try to do another 6-issue thing, and I guess they said no. Dark Horse said no. I don't know. But Steve Perry does a great job with marrying this story and the Alien 3 continuity kind of together, which is really interesting. Anyway, what do I give this? I give this a good 4.8 out of 5. Well worth your time to check out. A lot better than Earthhive. And that's saying something, because Earthhive, in my opinion, was pretty good. So, anyway, have a good one.